we actually that happened at night, and it was like back then you kind of expect the Russians to attack at any time. It's right in the middle of the Cold War, right? So most people in Coalwood thought, okay, the Russians finally decided to attack, and they started with Coalwood. So everybody came out on their back porches, the lights came on, the dogs started barking, they all up and down the hall. My mom and dad walked out, took one look. There I was standing all by myself with that post on fire, and her rose bushes blown up, and the other boys had disappeared. Of course, they had run away. And my dad took one look and said, "I'll see you handle it," and walked back inside. So that's when she actually challenged me. She came out and she said, that's when she gave me a lecture. I mean, she'd have killed me. Honestly, JD, if my mom had killed me at that moment, I don't think there had been a McDowell County jury that would have convicted her. They would have said, yeah, Mrs. Hickam, sometimes, they deserve it. We're letting you off. But instead, she came out and she said, she gave me a lecture about the town is dying. And apparently I showed her something, some sort of initiative. And she said, maybe if you learn how to build a rocket, you can impress your dad. I have enough money to send you through college. I've been saving up. Your brother's going to get a football scholarship. I have enough. I can do it. But your dad has to approve because we have a joint checking account. They wouldn't allow a single woman to have their own checking account back then.
Really?
And so we got to convince your dad that you're good enough to go to college, because otherwise he's going to just get you a little job at the mine. As a matter of fact, they've already picked you a little job. They don't think you're smart enough to go underground. So I heard him talking to the union chief the other day, and there's this guy, the guy that's in the little house by the railroad tracks. He counts cars, empty cars and full cars. That's all he does all day. And they think you could handle that job. So true story. And so she says, let's convince your dad that you're good enough. Why don't you learn how to build a rocket? So that was a challenge that she gave me that night. And that just started the whole thing.
That's incredible. But it started in the most holler, like that's what we do in hollers. We do crazy stuff like that. We do crazy stuff.
Kids, boys, you do crazy stuff.
Yeah. That's you took that idea and went to the max.
Yes, as it turned out. But again, it's like Miss Riley had to have this idea of having something in the trophy case, and being willing and seeing something in us boys that were a little bit different. Okay. And also being willing with her own money to buy this rather expensive book. It was hard to find. I later saw that book in a PhD program for rocket science the next time I saw that book. Yeah. And we learned a big part of that book. We learned.
That's pretty incredible. So, I mean, we have YouTube now, and I couldn't learn it. I couldn't sit down and focus enough to learn it. So
I probably couldn't either. And well, thank goodness for YouTube. Every time I need to fix something, I first go out to YouTube.
I know, right? Yeah, they'll video it, show you exactly what to do.
Isn't it amazing? It really is.
That's literally how I built my business.
Really?
Like, yeah, thank goodness. But so you all went along and you started going through these science fairs, and you ended up at the National Science Fair. Yeah, did you ever feel out of place?
I absolutely, totally, utterly felt out of place. First place, there were no mountains. It was in Indianapolis. I'd never been anywhere except very briefly down to Myrtle Beach. And then you had the whole ocean to look at. But it was so weird being in a place where everything was flat like that, and a little bit intimidated by the other kids down from New York or from LA and around who had some pretty amazing exhibitions to show. My medal was in a particular. They didn't have an overall winner like they showed in the movie.
Sure, yeah.
It was by whatever science or technology you were representing. So I won the gold medal in propulsion was what that was. So I did have the most sophisticated rockets there. There was a number of rocket exhibits, but mine was head and shoulders over everybody else's.
That's still pretty daggone good, though. I mean, regardless if they split it up or not, it was an epic moment in the movie. But...
Oh, it was. And it was an epic moment then, too. I was really proud to be able to bring that back to Miss Riley primarily. I gave her that medal, but she gave it right back to me, said, it's yours. And I kept that medal and I'd forgotten about those medals And I'd forgotten about everything. You got to realize all the things that happened afterwards, going to Virginia Tech and going to Vietnam, and then becoming a scuba instructor and doing all the diving and then writing. I wrote the first book about the U-boat wars off the East Coast called Torpedo Junction, and working for NASA. I'd forgotten about all that.
Sure.
And it came back because, two reasons is the way that that story came back to me. Let me tell you about the science fair medal first. The science fair medal and the rocket nozzle, one rocket nozzle, came back to me because my mom and dad had moved to Myrtle Beach. This would have been in the late 80s. And they had decided, like I'm doing now, trying to figure out where all my stuff should go, right?
Sure.
And so they had saved a lot of our toys and everything when we were kids. And so Mom packed up all of that stuff, the kids' stuff that they had, and mailed it to us. And my dad had passed by a few years. He died in 89. And I was out in the garage, and the garage had gotten water in it because of a little flood that we had. And I looked at all those boxes, and I just noticed one of them had my dad's handwriting. It was the only one that had my dad's handwriting on it. It just said Sonny on it. And I opened it up, and inside that box was the only rocket nozzle left from those days, and that National Science Fair medal.
Oh.
I'd forgotten about them. And I had them when I wrote a short article for Smithsonian Air and Space magazine about when I was a kid growing up in West Virginia building rockets. And that's when my phone almost melted down from New York publishers and Hollywood calling. They wanted to make a movie about it. They wanted me to write a book about it. You're going to write a book about this? And I said, well, I am now. But that National Science Fair medal, I trained the first Japanese astronauts, and astronaut Doi, agreed to take that science fair medal into orbit with him. So it's now been into space.
Oh, that's amazing.
So the Big Creek Missile Agency did finally make it into space.
So did your dad keep it because
Yes.
he was proud of it?
Apparently.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything.
Did he ever tell you, like, hey, you did a pretty good job?
No.
Never did? Really?